what came off of her. So you can imagine what we go through. Thanks, Danielle, for showing that. You can imagine what we go through, the adventures and how dirty the dogs get and why they need such frequent grooming. If you're just joining us, I'm the Wolf Driver. You're watching on one of my Facebook pages, and I appreciate you tuning in. This is how I maintain my wolf pack, what I call my 4 Huskies, through all the adventures we do. And because they're long, they're woolly coats, double-coated, long-haired dogs, they need extra grooming, extra attention to it. They get everything in their fur. We just pulled a bunch of burrs off. I showed in the part 1 of Grooming Zarro. Danielle's getting the shampoos ready. He's getting ready to get into the bathtub. He's getting a little whiny, a little talkative. If you don't pay attention to him or you don't acknowledge
don't worry,
him.
Daddy's right next to him.
I'm right here, buddy.
He's not alone.
He's typical Husky. He very vocal, and he'll start talking. So this is a specialized van. It's a groomer's van, if you will. And I love having the dogs groomed in here versus taking them somewhere. Totally less stressful, and it's done under my watchful eye, for lack of a better term. And I've been fortunate enough to meet Danielle. She's one of the best groomers I've ever known. Hi, good boy. And thank you. And she's an expert at these long-haired, double-coated dogs, which is incredible because it's a totally different grooming experience, I've found. And for her knowledge, my dogs are so much better for it. And we've been able to really work their coats into the beautiful coats that they are today. She's going to pick them up, all 75 pounds of him. That's how much he weighs. Good boy, Zarro.
I know.
He's getting in the bathtub.
He doesn't like the bath.
Yeah, none of my dogs seem to like the bath.
That's a husky thing.
It's a Husky thing. And he's going to sit down because he's saying...
Actually, he's like, I'm going to jump out.
So she's slipping the
It's just a slip lead.
slip lead on him.
Just so he doesn't jump out of the tub and hurt himself.
Just like on the bike, when Princess isn't running on the bike, if you've ever seen our adventures,
You're such a baby.
I harness her into the seat because she'll jump out. Huskies especially.
He's looking for you.
Huskies especially.
There you
So
go.
she wanted me to switch sides because he was looking back for me. He's looking for
Where's my
Dad.
daddy?
He was looking for the pack
He just
daddy.
wants his daddy. What did I do with it?
So Zarro's about 75 pounds. Like I said, he looks a lot bigger than he is because of his woolly coat, his fluffy coat.
This is just a partition.
Cool. That keeps it from getting wet.
He keeps the table from getting soaked.
Hi, good boy.
There we go. It's alright, you know what that is. It's not like this is your first time, honey. Alright, I'm just gonna grab my gloves.
Sure.
Da-da. Alright. We're gonna get to grooming.
So the first part, the camera, we lost connectivity when Danielle was doing his nails. But basically, she just takes a Dremel tool and she grinds down his nails, grounds them out. Rounds them off.
They don't have a lot because you run them.
There's not a lot because we're so active, so the
Nobody
friction
missed
from
anything.
Yeah, so you didn't miss much. The friction against the ground will keep them pretty much maintained. Now you didn't wet them down first, correct? So she doesn't wet them.
The only thing I wet down is the head, and that's because this isn't tearless shampoo.
There we go.
Then
Let the festivities
We're all gonna
go.
take a bath.
Yes.
This is actual diluted shampoo because it gets in there and gets the coat clean rather than soaking them down and then having to work the shampoo in and everything else. You can just do it all at one time. And when you're mobile, you gotta save water somehow
Yes.
because you only have so much. So this is the best way to do it. And it saves time. I mean, why are you going to, wet the dog down with water, then shampoo with diluted shampoo that has water in it anyways?
Right.
It's kind of defeating the purpose.
Right.
And it's
Gotcha.
also, because they are double coated, they're made to resist water. Their coats are made to be kind of water resistant. So.
Yeah, they're hard to get wet.
Yeah, so that's what the
Often
shampoo,
referred to as a waterproof dog.
Yeah, that's what shampoo does. Is it gets in there and it clogs up the hair shaft. So they're hollow shaft hair because
Yes.
it's air. So it clogs up that air shaft. So the hair shaft in there, so you can get this dog done much quicker than you normally would. Otherwise, you're going to be here for 3, 4, 5 hours trying to get this dog done.
Yeah, it's interesting when she brought up the hollow shaft hair. So their hair, if you can imagine this, each hair follicle
There we go. Thank you.
Thank you, Zarro. Each hair follicle, I was just trying to move the camera out of the way because he's doing his instinctual shake to dry himself. He feels the wet. But by their hair being hollow, so if you can imagine that each hair actually is hollow, and that's what makes them almost considered a hypoallergenic dog. So, but they're not quite, but they're probably, and I don't know this for a fact. I know they have hollow shaft hair, but I don't know. I'm just stating from common sense that they're less dander and less allergy, I guess, properties for people with Huskies. So, do you know if that's true? Do you know if that's true? Oh, he's licking you. Do you know if that's true, Danielle? That's what my vet actually told me. That was when my vet was a young boy. All he wanted was a Husky, and he was telling his parents the closest thing you can get to a hypoallergenic dog because they have hollow shaft hair. So that's what insulates them really well. If you can imagine taking a wall, they put a hollow space in there between the outside and the inside because that's what insulates really well.
Thank you.
Having that trap there. Pretty cool stuff.
Turn you around. Yeah, you already know. Good boy. Thank you.
Good boy.
Thank you, buddy. Can you bring your brother back here, please? There you go. Perfect.
So Danielle's working the shampoo in.
And I just have to turn him around so I can get different sides because he's too big.
Yes.
He's too big for me to take care of all from one side.
He's a big dog. But not the biggest you do, is he?
No, we have a 150-pound English Mastiff that we bathe in here.
Really? Wow.
He's like twice his size. Oh wait, he literally is twice his size.
Yeah, he's 75.
I didn't think about that.
Easy, buddy. Good boy. That's right. He looks bigger than 75 pounds, though, because of
he's all hair.
Yeah.
Don't eat the shampoo, weirdo. No, it's not bad. The shampoo is not going to hurt them because it's all natural, but obviously you don't want to just let them eat shampoo.
Yes.
I use all natural shampoos and conditioners on the van.
That's awesome.
So we don't have chemical issues with ingestion if they lick themselves like Mr. Man does.
Yeah, and Chase does too.
Chase does too. Yeah.
Yep.
Don't shake. Not right now.
So she's going to work the shampoo in now.
Yeah.
Now he's more excitable because I'm in here.
Get down. Come on.
If I wasn't in here, he's trying to get to me and he wants my attention. If I wasn't in here, this would be a little easier for Danielle, and I appreciate it.
He doesn't do anything. He just sits there. I just found another burr.
Did you find another burr? See, we got all the burrs out we thought, but inevitably you might find more.
Yeah.
And that's why you have to be cautious as you shampoo them so you don't push it further in the burr.
And that's the other thing. The groomers always have their hands all over your dogs, and our hands are trained to find lumps, bumps, anything like that. So
Yes. They're your best friends.
Well, we can usually pick up on stuff before the vet will because the vet doesn't see your dog as often as we do.
That's cool.
We always tell you if we find something.
Yep.
Well, any good groomer at least.
Yep.
And then that way you can
Address it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Keep an eye on it.
Sooner rather than later.
Yep.
Because the sooner you get treatment, if treatment is needed, the better the outcome.
Exactly. Is that a cushion he's standing on, or is that?
It's a grate with it has a back mat on top.
Okay.
So he doesn't slip his feet through.
Gotcha.
It also does cushion them as well. What do you want with that?
He wants to shake it up.
You can already see with just that, I've already got him wet because the shampoo goes in and clogs up the hair follicle.
And Danielle's making a big deal out of getting them wet because, as we talked about, that waterproof coat is hard to get wet.
Yeah. You can't get them clean if you can't get to the base of that
You can't get to the
skin.
base, yeah.
No.
Now, was he dirty, you think? Could
Yes,
you tell?
he's very dirty.
He's been a month. All the other dogs have been 2 weeks. We did Chase, even though we normally do Chase every month. We've done him 2 weeks because he had some surgery on his paw, and he had to miss some time and wearing a cone on his head.
Dirt in the shampoo here, but
Wow. Yeah. So Chase was on a 2-week routine, but he'll probably go back after today's.
After today, he'll probably go.
The last groom, wow, you got a lot. No, was it the first groom or the last groom? Last groom, tons of hair off of him. I mean, he
you were like, does he really need to get Gillian?
Yeah, that was the one, right? Because I was questioning, should we do it 2 weeks? And she's like, yeah, because he just wore the cone on his head, and he was
matted.
Yeah, he was matted. He was.
And it takes a couple sessions.
Laying around the house instead of doing our adventures because it was his paw that he had surgery on, and we couldn't let him just run around. because it's too
Yeah,
likely he'd open it back
mission
up.
with him anyways.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Activity.
He's Mr. Activity.
This is your lazy one.
Yeah.
This
No, actually, Jag. Zarro goes. Jag's a couch potato. Zarro go.
Gigi is too.
Yeah, see, Gigi is too. Gigi's the Chinese Crested I was talking about. She's our 14-pound Chinese Crested.
She's 14?
She's 14, about 14.
Good grief, she feels like a waif.
I
thought she was lighter than that.
Yeah, no, she's actually.
She's a chunk.
Oh, yeah, she eats too.
She's a chunk.
She tries to eat everybody's
She's a
food.
chunk for a
She goes
Chinese
in Zarro's crate when he leaves and looks through his food dish.
I know, you hate this. Sorry. No! Don't do it. No! He's about to soak us.
Okay.
He
trying to-
hates his head washed.
He doesn't like his head washed, but of course we need to do it.
He hates it, and he's good about it, but he'll just swing his head around. But he's going to make us pay for it in a second.
Yeah, he doesn't have an aggressive bone in his body. She's saying he's getting ready to shake.
He's about to make us pay for it, dear.
Are you mixing more shampoo up?
No, this is a facial, so I don't have to mix this.
Okay, this is a direct facial
Yeah.
shampoo made for the face.
Helps. It has enzymes in it to break down. Here we go.
Here we go. All right,
Thank
Z-Man.
It has enzymes to break down the dirt on the head, tear staining and things like that.
Cool.
A lot of most groomers are only use it on dogs like Gigi that are like little floofs. That
Really?
Yeah, because these guys don't typically get it, and they don't really have the crud in the face because they don't have all the hair on the face that the other guys do. But I use it on all dogs. I don't care.
Really?
Yeah, it leaves the face much cleaner, and then it's not an actual scrub. It doesn't have scrubbing like exfoliating things on there.
Right.
It's the enzymes in there that
Gotcha.
break it down, because you wouldn't want to like exfoliate an eyeball. So.
Right. Yeah, I don't think we want to do that.
It is tearless. It's all natural, and you can see he doesn't care once I'm rubbing.
No, once you're rubbing, he's loving it.
Mm-hmm.
He's loving the attention and the feel, the massage.
It's like, oh, stupid woman thing. I hate stupid woman. She's always so silly and touching my butt.
Zarro, you're a good boy.
Because I don't like my butt touched. But she does it anyway.
They're all sensitive with their butt region.
Butt button.
Yeah. Good boy, Zarro.
And you really got to concentrate on dogs with hair here. It's called a flu. This area right here where my
Yep.
thumb is.
Yes.
You got to clean that out a lot.
Do you?
Like dogs with hair. Like Bichon's like my own dog. Because all that crud gets stuck there. And that's where the face pump comes from.
Oh, interesting. I didn't
Where
know
they
that.
smell like little fantastical Fritos. That and the eyes. Oh, look at that. Found another one.
Another burr.
That's you.
Go for you. Let me tell Dan.
Look at you. Look down at your shirt.
Oh gosh, he
It's all
got me.
over your belly.
Hey, can you pass me my phone? Sorry. Oh, you can be dirty when you do that. There we go.
All right, buddy, let's rinse you out.
Call Danny.
Calling Danny. Mobile.
Sorry, folks. Got a food delivery.
It is alive, so hey.
Oh, good. Thank you. This is live TV, so we got a food delivery.
Here we go.
There we go. So now she got his face and body, and now it's time to rinse it all out. Are you rinsing everything out? Will you?
Yeah.
Are you putting any other conditioner or anything in them, or is that it?
No, that's gonna be it for him. His hair, if I put conditioner and things like that in it, weighs it down.
Gotcha.
Actually clogs his hair follicles
Does it?
really
Does it?
badly. Yeah.
So we don't use
On the
conditioner.
other dogs, I can, and I have, and I do. But him,
Because his hair is different.
he's got that very light, airy coat that doesn't
Gotcha.
need it. And if you put it on, it's gonna clog him down.
Gotcha.
And that can actually cause him to go into skin infections because of all the crud stuff too.
And also, I supplement their diet with oil, with salmon oil, which is really good. There you go.
Sorry, Bill.
That's okay. Hey, I signed up for the job.
Grooming is not glamorous. And we are not playing with puppies all day,
No.
as everybody can now see.
No, it's work. It's hard work. I mean,
It's backbreaking.
I personally devote the day to this, to shuffling the dogs in and out. Danielle's doing all the work. I supplement them with salmon oil for their coat, actually. It really helps against dry skin, helps keep their coat, the oils in their coat, and I've had nothing but success with it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zarro.
The floor. Yeah, one thing you do have to call.
Hey, Sid, I'm on a live broadcast. Can I call you? Okay. Sorry, folks.
One thing you do have to pay attention to is the quality of the salmon oil, though.
Yes.
You can't use just anything. Like, you use an amazing one, but people need to be aware of that fact that not every salmon oil is the same.
Yep. So if you didn't hear Danielle, you do have to use a high quality salmon oil. And I use, I'll get you the, I'll get you the name of mine, but I've searched high and low to make sure this was high quality, because
One
I
of the
do
best
know that.
on the market, yeah.
Yes, it's important. It's expensive, and I'm using it on 4 dogs, but it really, really helps. In fact, we do it for Dan's dog.
Yeah, it's helped a lot.
Danielle mentioned that Dan again is one of the Wolf Driver Pit Crew members that works with me a lot. She grooms his dog as well, and she noticed some dry skin issues, and she said, "Hey, get on some salmon oil for your dog; it'll really help." So he got a bottle from me, and it's
really
been helped him a lot.
Dry skin doesn't just contribute, it's not just flaky ugliness. That's where the breakdown in the skin barrier happens, and that's what can lead to the staph infections, hot spots, all those things coming up. Just basic dry skin! Thank you!
Thank you, Zarro.
I needed a...
Dry skin can attribute to problems, huh, Danielle?
to it, yeah.
So you can see how wet the floor is here. And
I
Zarro,
need to drain in the floor.
that's true. You'd have icicles under here.
I know.
On a day like today, it's probably in the 20s outside. We're getting Arctic glass. He's drinking. So I says, I'll take a drink while we're at it.
Most dogs don't, but he's a little peculiar. All the other dogs just kind of go, get it over with. And he's like, I'll drink it.
If you can't beat them, join them. I'll have a drink with it.
These dogs take a lot of water to do.
So they take a lot of water, yeah, because
they're just so hairy.
Yeah. Once you get the shampoo in them, like it's hard to get them wet.
Yeah.
It's hard to get it out. Yeah.
No. Ah, he got me good.
Wow, you are soaked. Look, she's dripping wet. So the easiest way, one of the easiest things you can do for your dog is put salmon oil in the diet. That's just right off the bat. If you're not doing it already, of course, I always recommend checking with your vet on anything you do, health related wise. But I've had nothing but success. I've done it for all my dogs. Even do it for Gigi.
He's clogging up my seat.
Is he? The dirt or the fur?
No, is it? I gotta drain it out. Hopefully my other one doesn't overflow.
Do you need me to help you?
We're good. She's draining out now. There you go.
Again, I couldn't do the adventuring I do without these monthly and sometimes bi-monthly grooms, because we're going into some rough areas. That's where the dogs want to be, and I want to give them access to it. But you got to be able to make sure when it gets to them, you're able to get it out of them. I'm talking about dirt, thorns, hitchhikers, any kind of debris.
Pests like ticks, fleas.
Ticks and fleas. And by the way, I use something called Brevecto, which is a 3-month treatment.
It's the best stuff ever.
It's been really, really good.
I use it on my own dogs.
Do you?
Yep.
Yeah, it's been great. It's expensive, but if you think about it, it's the same
not
month.
at all.
Yeah, it's because you're paying for 3 months at one time.
It depends on how many dogs you have. Like us, it's 3 months, but normal people, it's a 6 month supply.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
All right, honey. We're all soaking wet here.
So now she's ready to put them on the table and get ready to blow dry his coat.
Matter. What's the matter?
Does he feel natty to you or naughty? Or?
It's bum, but
Really?
it's not
Yeah.
that bad.
That's from him pulling the hitchhikers out of it and getting it wet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chewing it.
Yeah, when they chew on any part of their body, their fur mats
true
down.
for any dog.
Yeah, their fur will mat down because their saliva mixes with it.
It's got the whole hand stuff.
wet. Oh yeah, he got everything wet. And
Oh,
that's
boy.
part of the
Go
reason
ahead.
they mat.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zarro.
Did
He's a
you
good
welcome?
boy. He's a good boy.
Stupid people. Stupid homies.
Tell him. Good boy.
They think they know what they do about washing us. Watch, I go out and get dirty. I find the dirt and I roll.
Oh, you're a good boy, Zarro.
Yeah. What's the matter, chicken bum? It'll be fine. Now I don't have to lift him onto the table. He crawls out of the tub onto the table.
He crawls out of the tub onto
He's
the
like,
table.
get me out of there!
He
And that's
he
where
happily
this-
obliges.
That's where this divider is awesome. It protects from the water, keeps him in the tub, and then when I
Then
want
we-
him out of the tub,
You just pull it.
I just pull it up. And see, he knows.
Yeah.
He's like, okay.
He knows
we
it's
go?
time.
He's like, okay, we go. We go, we go. Here, come on.
Good boy,
All
Zarro.
right, thank
Just making sure he gets another
Thank you, thank you.
shake in.
Yeah, buddy. Boy.
And again, that's natural for them to shake like that. Sorry, Daniel. That's fine. That's natural for them to shake. It's instinctual how they dry themselves in the wild. You want that just standing right there?
Hey, come here. I'm gonna put it back up.
Okay.
And that way it goes. It doesn't get in the way of anything. You can stay there. He's all tied up. And I'm going, oh, groomer's doing it backwards. My brain will eventually work today.
Mine too.
Mom brain for the win. That's what happens when you've got a sick kid.
So she's gonna towel dry him
Get
before
as
she
much
puts.
out as I can
Yes.
before I start drying. And don't worry if you see me squeezing the coat like this. I'm not squeezing the skin. It's just gently going along and just kind of getting the water
The
out.
excess water.
I'm not pulling. I'm not doing anything that's going to hurt him.
Yeah, we never hurt the dogs. It's, we
If
do everything
he
not
was,
to.
Trust me, this dog, if it was hurting, he would let you know.
Yeah.
He is not shy about being vocal. He will let you know. And then even then, he just talks to talk. So
Oh yeah,
Thank
well,
you.
they all do. A lot of them do.
that's a husky thing. They all do.
That's a husky thing.
Hey, Mom. Good boy. Daddy's over there. He's a
Hi, good boy. Hi, good boy.
Daddy's
You're the
right there.
best. You are the best. Praise is always important. That's the way I train them. Anything we do, good boy, always rewarding them, making them happy. Praise from the family is, or the owner is the best thing you can give them. Better than any treat.
Blinded myself.
Hi, good boy. Hi, you're a good boy.
Note to
Yeah.
self, don't look into the LEDs. Can't see now.
Are you putting the vent on?
Yeah, it's too hot.
Yeah.
The heat's not on in here and it's hot.
Yeah. That's Zorro's hot air.
Well, it just gets so humid in here and these vans are so insulated.
Yep.
Like they're insulated against the cold, but not so much the heat, which is the problem in the summer, which is why that's a monster-y heat in it back there.
Yeah. Yeah, this van is obviously heated and air conditioned,
Yeah.
and that's so important, especially in the summer for the dogs because
God.
dogs are inefficient at
Groomer
cooling
too.
themselves. Groomer too, and it can get hot. That's why
If
they.
I'm the slightest bit hot, I know they're hot.
Oh yeah.
I have no hair, they do. So
Danielle's doing the floor so she doesn't
we
slip.
all don't die.
Because it's like a bath inside the van. Because Zorro got everything nice and wet. Hi, good boy.
we don't want to die.
You're the best. You are the best.
Yeah, and Daddy's got the dog, so he's fine. I'm not ignoring the dog.
Yep.
Everything is safe and good.
Now, what are you putting in there, Danielle?
Shoshin. I'm mixing it up.
Shoshin. For those who don't know, can you describe it?
Yeah, it's a silicone-based spray that a lot of equines, equestrians use on their horses, but it is safe for dogs as well. And I can prove that. It repels dust, dirt, and urine. And then it says, you can use it on the dogs as well. See? For horses, cattle, dogs, llamas, camels, goats, alpacas, pigs, and sheep.
Oh, wow. But great. Thank you. Watch her. She's fine. I'll be right there. So do all groomers use something similar to that?
Yeah, something similar. Not everybody uses Shoshin. I used to be a horse person, so I like Shoshin.
So it's a silicone repellent, basically,
Yeah.
that sprays onto their coat.
It helps get in and also with the hair on these double
Okay, good
coats.
boy. Helps repel the water.
It helps it helps to get the dust, dirt, and urine out. And then on these guys, when you're drying them, when you work it into the coat, it helps lift that dead hair out.
Oh, it helps lift the dead hair out.
Mhm.
But it also helps seal the coat against the urine, dirt, etc.
All of that, yep.
That's why, if you notice my dogs from day to day, if we're out on an adventure and we're in mud pits, that happens a lot. People say to me, I hope you're getting them groomed tomorrow. Basically, when I go back on camera tomorrow if we're on another adventure, the dogs look clean. And they're like, did you get them groomed? We didn't see anything about it on your page. And I'm like, no, actually, because of the show sheen or the silicone-based product she puts on, it actually, I'm going to plug this in better for you. It's coming out. It actually, the mud dries up on them and just falls off. It doesn't penetrate through the fur, basically.
Well, it's also because you get them done so often that this doesn't really leave the coat that much.
Right.
That time frame in between the grooms.
It stays in the coat.
Yeah, so I work it into the coat. Like if you watch, I lift the actual hair. There's his skin right there, and I spray it into the root.
She's spraying it into the root.
All the way to the base.
How much will you use of that bottle?
Probably half.
On him. She'll use about half the bottle on him.
He's a big boy.
Because he's a big dog.
Yeah. I go all around his head, but not in his face. Face is never acceptable with anything like this. And I'm not letting it mist around his face either, so that's the key. The mist can fly towards the back of him, but not at the front of him. Always protect those eyeballs.
Yep, always protecting the eyes. And the eyes, I've actually had cataract surgery done on one of my Huskies in the past. Oh, yep, sorry.
Oh, you're fine. He's just following you.
Yep.
He said, where's my daddy?
And the optometrist for the dogs. That's what she is, an animal optometrist. Actually told me that the dog eyeball isn't as evolved as a human eyeball, so it's not as
Sensitive.
I don't know if sensitive. It's not as, because it's not as developed. It doesn't have all the features of human seeing, and it's so we always want to protect them as much as possible. That's the bottom line.
Wearing my hand out.
You name it, I've done most of anything you can imagine with Huskies, from adventures to treating them,
There we go.
etc. Hi, good boy.
I'm gonna be
Now, will that
spinning
help
this
you?
way.
Will that help you dry them?
No, it doesn't help dry.
But it will help the fur release.
It doesn't make it any faster.
Right.
It just helps release the hair. Because I have to get them dry to a certain point to get the hair to release. It's not going to come out if the dog's not drying.
Gotcha.
But you can see just from me wiping my hand on him that I've got all this fur on the glove.
Wow.
And there we go. He says, here, wear it. Y'all can wear it.
Thank you.
So I'm going to put my eye stuff on.
Yep. You're going to get ready to
There
do
you
the
go.
dry.
There you go. See, now you can see it better.
Let me do that. Oh, yeah. The little bit of hair that came out. Yeah. That's just a little bit of hair that came out from her.
Gonna go
rubbing.
flying.
So as she starts drying them, that's going to fly. It's going to release off of him.
Once he gets... just drop it.
It's basically the dead hair inside of the live hair that, if it's not addressed, will become a mat.
Once he gets to like a halfway dry state, is when the hair...
It
It
starts
does not
blowing.
right immediately, but because he's just so damp now.
Gotcha. So I'm not going to broadcast this drying session, but maybe one of the other dogs later today, so stay tuned. I wanted to get the shampoo in for Zarro.
Ears.
She's putting all her protection gear on because
Put my
remember
ears
she
on.
does this daily, so it's not going to. It doesn't affect me as much or Zarro because we're not getting it done every day or doing it every day because the dryer puts off a little. Zarro, stop licking that.
Is he eating it?
He's just licking at his fur. So.
I already knew what he was doing without looking.
Yeah. So she's getting ready to blow dry them, and I'm gonna take my show out of here. You got him?
Go.
Okay. So
Run. Lester, how big
we
is your
have to do
company?
that because Zarro wants to go with me. Okay, good boy. Be a good boy. But I did want to show you. This is the pretty princess, and she was just groomed earlier. Look how pretty she looks, and she's out here sunning. She's loving life. I'm the Wolf Driver. I'm going to sign off now. Thanks so much for joining us. Please leave any comments, questions, concerns, anything, on the Wolf Driver page you're watching this on, and I will address them accordingly. I hope to be back with you live again soon with one of my other Wolfpack mates. Have a great day. Wolf Driver.